Hello, and welcome to this week's live stream where I've got special guest Caddy Earl, who's going to be teaching us all about confidence on social media, how we can really build our confidence to show up and sell on social media. So if you're watching this live, please do say hello, tell us who you are, what you struggle with on social media, what your business does. So please do join the chat as we're going along. Even if you're watching this on catch up, please do pop any questions in the comments, introduce yourselves, and we will come back to those later. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Bex Bates from Social Media Executive, and I train businesses how to excel on social media to really meet your business objectives and to generate leads. And I also have a membership group called the Social Flock, which Caddy is one of our fabulous flockers. So we come together every week and we all write our post together, which stops us procrastinating, makes us actually get consistent content out every week, but more importantly, helps us to build our confidence because we're doing it as a group. Something that Caddy's going to be talking about today, which is absolutely essential when it comes to social media. So please do join the chat, and I'll hand you over now to Caddy, who'll introduce herself and tell us all about this confidence thing when it comes to social media.
Thanks very much, Bex, and I'm super happy to be here. And just a shout out to the Social Flock, because that has been game changing for me, because you just really just take an hour and get your social media done. There's no and ahhing, no procrastinating. So absolutely, yeah, that's been, like I said, it's been a game changer, because now we just focus on the social media for an hour or so a week and it's all done. So it's great. Yeah. So really happy to be here. I'm a personal and professional life coach. And we're talking about how to show up and sell on social media and about confidence. So it's a great topic, but it's also quite a big topic, right? So what I thought we'd do is break it down into maybe a couple of smaller chunks. And then if anyone does want to dive deeper afterwards, I'm always happy to have a chat. And I've got a couple of exercises for you to do, which I'll mention during and after the talk. So let's talk about you first, as in you. You're unique. There's only one of you, and there's never been anyone like you, and there never ever will be again. Your personality, your experiences, the way you put yourself out there, totally unique, right? So which must mean that you are the best at being you. So it's never really about becoming something that you're not. It's just becoming more of you, if you like. I think sometimes we try to be something that we're not really are, and that's not good for our confidence, and it gets us quite nervous as well. So life really is just about becoming more of who you already are. And if success and selling was about just hard work and effort and the hours that we're putting in and the stress that we're under, you'd be a millionaire, right? So it can't really be about all of that. So I just want to share something that's, it's very true. And it's really the basis for a lot of things, if not everything in life. You cannot actually achieve beyond what you believe is possible. And you also cannot perform your self-image. You cannot outperform how you view yourself inside. So success, and including success in selling on social media, is really about mindset and belief. Belief in yourself, belief in your talents, the value that you offer, your business, and the way that you see yourself. What you believe about yourself will determine all of your actions, all of your behavior, and ultimately that's going to determine the results that you're going to get. So the great news is that a belief is really just a thought that we keep thinking. It's a story that we keep telling ourselves. When you start to tell yourself a different story, you'll end up with a different belief and you'll take a very different action. And because of that, you're going to get a different result. So that's really a simple way of putting it, but it's not always that easy, is it? So why do we get in our own way? Well, it's because we have certain habits and we believe certain things to be true or not true about ourselves, about our business, and about the outside world and other people and all of that. So you could say that we're all programmed in a certain way. And that programming, that conditioning, is controlling our actions and behavior. So I wanted to talk about maybe two of the biggest hurdles that we might face in the context of social media. One of them is lack of confidence, and the other one is our beliefs about selling. So let's tackle confidence first. So what is confidence? Well, confidence is not something that you either have or don't have. We are all born confident. Think of a little baby, super confident, right? It screams when it wants something. It doesn't care whether it's a boy or a girl, what color it is, whether it has 10 fingers or 5 fingers, whether it has arms or legs, and so on. It's completely confident.
Mm-hmm.
So then as we move through life, some of that confidence gets knocked. People might talk us out of something, tell us that we can't do something, or it's too difficult, or it's not possible. I suppose, very simply put, confidence is knowing that you know. And we're all confident in certain areas of our life. So think about riding a bike, driving a car, cooking a meal, maybe some sports that you're doing. We are confident in those areas. And what does that mean? Well, it means that you know you can do it. And no matter what anybody else says, you still know you can do it. That means that you're confident in that area.
Mm.
So I want you to maybe take a little moment to think about some areas where you are confident. And then let's talk about building confidence. So how do you then build confidence in an area where you might not be so confident? Well, it's all about doing, right? The only way to build confidence is through experience, through taking action and doing something. An example I always like to give is I can read a book on how to dance the tango, but when I finish the book, I still won't be able to dance the tango, and I wouldn't be confident about dancing that tango, right? Because I've read something, but I haven't practiced it. I haven't actually done it. So to build, we must do. And that means that you've got to start where you are with what you've got. That's it. You'll develop wings along the way, as a wise person once said. And we can learn from our mistakes, because all we're doing is we can just find out what we can do better next time. Because how are you going to know otherwise? If you don't do something first, how are you going to know what's the better way to do it? And I always like to talk about Edison. And they say, he failed 9,999 times. But he didn't really fail. He just found out ways how not to do something, how not to create this incandescent light. So by understanding how not to do something, he just got closer to working out how to do it, what would work better. And that's all we're doing. Put yourself out there, do something, and then realize, oh, well, give yourself the credit for putting yourself out there, but then realize, well, there's always a better way to do it. And that's just next time do it a little bit better. And another way really to build confidence is to build the trust in yourself. So when we are confident, we trust ourselves. And many of us will tell ourselves we're going to do something. So in a way, we make ourselves a promise and then we don't keep it. So you might say, I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow, and then you don't go. Or you might say, I'm going to do my ironing today, and then you don't. It's all in the very, very small things. So start to build that trust in yourself, that when you say you're going to do something, you're actually going to do it. And really what we're all doing here on this great planet is that we're all just on a journey to bigger and better all the time, right? And then I always feel that what often happens is that we make that journey about ourselves. And especially in social media. So we think about, well, how do I come across? What will people think? Who do I think I am? Will I be good enough? Is my post going to be good enough? Is my video going to be perfect? And so on. But what I really want you to start considering is that this isn't about you. This is about your audience, your clients, your prospective clients, and how you can serve them. You are unique. Like I said, you've got your own unique talents, your own unique experiences, and you've got your own unique stories to tell. So by you sharing that with the world, you're helping people. So what I'd like you to consider is for that to be your intention every time you show up anywhere, but especially on social media. Just have the intention of serving other people. So you could then say that selling is serving. Selling is helping people, helping the people who are there and who want to be helped. So I know we don't have, 6 months to go through all this. So in the time we have left, let's just explore something here. So have a think about how you truly feel about selling. Because if your beliefs about selling don't align with who you are, with who you believe you are, do not align with who you are authentically and what you want to achieve, it's not going to work. So think about these two questions. One is, how do you feel about salespeople? So when someone talks about selling and salespeople, what's the first thought that pops up? And how do you feel about being sold to? And they're interesting questions, right? Because very often when we think about selling, we think about that dodgy car salesperson, right? Or we think about the double glazing pusher that's ringing us up 5 times a week. Or maybe we think, well, I just get talked into buying something that I don't really want.
Yeah.
So if that's what your core belief is about selling, that is the vibe that you're putting out there. And that's the vibe that's being picked up by your prospective clients or by people reading your social media posts. So really think about that and explore that, because that isn't really not what selling is. That's just a few people that gave selling a bad name. Selling really is about serving other people and about helping other people.
Mm.
So then the only way to change that is really to change our beliefs about selling. Now, remember I said earlier that a belief is just a story that you keep telling yourself. So one way to change your belief about selling is through affirmations. And my coaching, I use those a lot. So it's by telling yourself over and over again something different about selling. So start saying to yourself, I love selling. I absolutely love selling. This is what I started to do. I hated putting myself out there on social media. I was, totally not confident. And I just thought, oh my God, what am I going to put here? What will people think about me? How am I going to come across? What do I think I've got to share here? And I started to say, I love selling, because I really started to understand that when I'm selling someone, I am I'm serving them, and I'm giving them an opportunity to make their life better and then they choose to take that opportunity. So over and over again, just tell yourself, I love selling. I'm great at selling. People love my services. People want to work with me.
Mm.
And then really it's the same for confidence, right? So start telling yourself, I am confident. Even if you don't quite believe it, just start saying to yourself, I'm confident. I'm a confident person. I'm confident in what I do. And then you'll start believing it, because it's just a repetition of a new story. That's called creating the belief. And then once you believe it, your actions will change and your results will absolutely improve. So it really all starts and ends with how you're programmed and what do you believe. Because if you think that you can do something, you are absolutely right. And if you think that you can't do something, you're also right. And why is that? It's because you keep telling yourself, if you keep telling yourself, I'm not confident, I'm not good at selling, that's going to be true for you. And that's going to, translate into the actions you're going to take, the behavior you're going to display, and that's going to give you the results that you don't want. And it's not actually true, right? You are confident and you can be totally confident and you can be absolutely brilliant at selling, but it's about what you believe to be true for you.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of other people are confident and a lot of other people are great at selling, so why not you? The only difference between them and you is the way they think about themselves and the way they think about selling and the way they believe things to be possible. You're unique. I've said it before. You owe it really to the world to help the people who need your expertise, who need, the stories about your experiences, who need your guidance. And then by putting yourself out there authentically and consistently, you're going to help those people. And then you're not trying to be something or someone that you're not. You're just being you.
Mm.
Um, yeah, and then by the way, Bex, I've got a really great article about confidence from my coaching program,
Okay.
and I'd love to share it with people because it's such an eye opener. So, if anybody would like to have that, if it's okay for them to maybe message me or send
Yeah,
me their email address, I
definitely.
can send that across.
Let me put that in the chat, because I think it is, everything. I mean, we've known each other for years, haven't we, Caddy?
Yeah, yeah,
And I love, you're a member of the social flock, and you're always, sharing some of those gems with some of the other members who come on board, and it is, it's confidence is a massive thing,
yeah,
isn't it? Is a massive thing, and I think you get into a really negative loop the minute you start thinking you
Yeah.
can't do it, or you're
Yeah.
not confident enough.
Yeah.
And these affirmations that you talk about, they, they really do. It does work, doesn't it? It sounds so
Yeah.
simple, but it
Yeah.
does work. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a
yeah,
reprogram. But I think, we have sometimes a misconception about being confident because we all know people who we think are extremely confident, and they come across like quite arrogant, right? Like I know everything and all of that.
yeah,
But arrogant people are really not confident. That's why they need to, you know, say things about how good they are, and they need to sort of prove themselves to themselves and to
yeah,
the world. And and they are not confident, because if you were confident, you can be quietly confident and just do your thing, right? That's it.
yeah. And just get on with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no, it's interesting. And, and also, you talked about perfectionism as well. And I think, particularly when it comes to social media, people want everything to be perfect before they
Yeah.
do anything. And it's like, social media doesn't need to be perfect.
No,
It's there
not at
one
all.
week, it's gone the other. And
Yeah.
actually, by trying different things that might not necessarily be perfect, it's a great way to learn, isn't it? If you can be, that little bit
Yeah.
braver and just put stuff
Just
out there,
yeah.
you
And
learn,
what's
don't you?
perfect? By whose standards? What is
Yeah,
perfect?
exactly.
And I always think, well, I've said this really all my career in corporate as well. So maybe you have to do a presentation and you're all nervous, and so the great question when you ever feel nervous when you're ready to go to put yourself out there is to ask yourself, how can I serve my audience? Because immediately you change what you think about from you and how good you're going to be to how can I serve my audience.
Yeah.
And one of the things um, I can't remember where I was going to go with that now. Um, what did you say before? Sorry, I lost my
So we
track.
were
This is what I
talking
do.
about perfection and,
That was
wanting
it.
everything to
Yeah,
be perfect
yeah.
before we put stuff
So
out
that
there.
wasn't perfect, was it? I wasn't perfect there.
No, you
So I
froze.
said froze, and I thought, what was I meant to say here? So being perfect, first of all, by whose standard, and actually when and you can social media is a great example. Right? So we see all these perfect people on social
Mm,
media, and I think when we talk about the younger generation and they see all these pretty pictures of everybody, you're not approachable when you're perfect, because people
no.
immediately feel, oh my god, he or she is so perfect, they're never going to want to speak to me. So they don't resonate with you if you're perfect. They
Yeah,
resonate with you
absolutely.
when you do make a mistake, when you just
Yeah,
you you know
yeah,
so and I think it's took a lot of courage for me to just be okay with being me. And
yeah,
some people might like me and some people might not. What's this saying? And I think we've both posted about this on social media before.
yeah.
I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but if
No,
I was, I'd be a mug.
yeah.
you know and you and your audience will find you,
Yeah,
because when you are authentically you, the people that belong with you will come into your life, and those will be the clients that you can really help. So
yeah.
yeah, don't be perfect. Perfect's quite boring, and there's a lot of stress to be perfect, isn't it?
Very stressed, and you're never going to achieve it. Let's face it.
No,
You're never going
no,
to achieve it. No,
no.
never. No.
So embrace it. Embrace being
Embrace it.
perfect with all your imperfections.
Yeah, yeah. And I think a lot of it as well is just putting yourself a little bit out of your comfort zone occasionally, isn't it? Just
Yeah,
pushing yourself a little bit. I used to hate doing videos, hate them with an absolute passion,
yeah,
scared to death of them.
yeah,
So I basically pushed myself out of my comfort zone and thought, no, I can do this.
yeah,
If other people can do it, I can do it. And
absolutely.
then, yeah, just that's why I do lives on a Monday, because I tell everyone I'm going to do it. So I've got to do it
So you got to do
because I
it. You
can.
got to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And those are
And
really the two things to do, is to tell yourself something different. So and a lot of people say, I don't like doing videos. I hate doing videos. I don't like putting myself out there. So stop telling yourself that story,
yeah,
because as long as you keep saying that, that's how you're going to feel. So
yeah,
start telling yourself, I love doing videos. I really love doing videos. I love putting myself
yeah,
out there. Oh, and it's not like, don't say it 3 times. It's over and over and over again until you start to put yourself out there. And then, as I said before, it's you build confidence through doing something. You have to do it. You've got to take an action, and through the experience, you build the confidence. That's it.
yeah,
Just tell yourself a different story, and your whole world will change.
yeah. No, that's been brilliant, Caddy, and thank you so much. And like I say, if you're watching this on catch up, please do ask any questions. Let us know what you think, and do connect with Caddy online. There's the details just under here. So do reach out for you've got your, what did you mention the free resource was that you can send to
Yeah,
people?
article on confidence. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So do reach out to Caddy. It's well worth it. I've been on a few of Caddy's webinars and they are really good. And again,
Oh,
if you want, yeah, if you want to join us in the social flock as well, then we are reopening our membership at the beginning of September. So please do, click that link and register your interest, and we'd love to welcome you. Well, thank you, Caddy. It's been an
thank
absolute
you.
pleasure as always. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see everybody else next week. Oh no, it's bank holiday, so
Bank
there's no
holiday.
live
Yes,
streams for the next couple of weeks. But look forward to seeing you all in a couple of weeks for more tips and advice on social media.
sounds good. Thanks for having me, Bex. Loved it. Really,
Oh, it's
really
been
good. Thank
brilliant.
you very
Thanks,
much.
Caddy. See you
See you
soon.
soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.